So guys, here let's start with the routing, like how we can define the multiple routes in a route config file of our ASP.NET MVC application. Then how we can serve our application pages. So now guys, if you're talking about the routing, so routing is a pattern matching system that monitor the incoming request and figure out what to do with the incoming request. So in ASP.NET MVC, when you are making the request to the server, so those requests first handled by the routing system in ASP.NET MVC. Then the routing system figure out what to do with the incoming request. So you can say typically it is a way to serve the user request. And in MVC we have two types of routing. We have convention based routing. We have attribute based routing. So attribute based routing is available from MVC 5 as a built-in, but the same if you want to use with MVC 3 and MVC 4. So we have to download a NuGet package. So with the help of NuGet package, you can use attribute routing in MVC 3 and MVC 4 as well. So this is a typical diagram to understand how the routing system behind the scene is working. So when we are making the request, so that request will be passed by the routing system. And what are the routes we add in route config file? If you remember in the last session, I have shown you the way. In the route config file, we have the by default route there. Same way we can add there multiple routes. And every route has a route pattern. So if the incoming request pattern is going to match with the one of the route pattern, then route will be found. So if route is available, then it process the request. If route is not available, it will return for not for error. So let me show you the way like how you can create other routes as well in your MVC application. So just create a project using the Visual Studio. So let me create a project. So I'm using here a web application using ASP.NET web application. Then location will be here desktop, then code, and here we have weekdays. Then define the application name. Application name will be here, let's say web app. Routing is my application name. Click on OK button. And here I'm just using the empty template for creating my MVC application. So here what we can do, if you will see here in the app underscore start, we have a route config file. In the route config file, this is the default routes for our application here. Same way we can define here multiple routes as well. I will show you the way like how we can add the other routes as well. So here I can add one more route. I know guys, every time when you're defining the routes, so make sure your more specific routes you are defining at the top level. So sequence of routes will be just like we have the sequence of catch block corresponding to a try block. So in case of catch block, we always put the more specific catch block at the top level, and the generalized catch block we put at the in the bottom. Same thing you have to follow here. So let me define my route name, let's say default one, and I am putting a word as hardcode site. So whatever you're putting in the curly braces, so these will be the dynamic value. So in place of controller, controller name might be here home controller, account controller, product controller. Same way the ID value might be here 123 XYZ. But if you will see here the site, so site is a hard code value. So every time when you want to use this route, so we have to put their site. And from here I'm just removing the default values because default values are not mandatory to define for each and every route. Here default value we have defined only for defining our home page. In the default route, we have defined it for defining our home page. So here if you will see, we have two routes here, default and default one. And let me add here a controller. I'm adding a controller named as product. So using scaffolding, it is generating the code for us. So here, what we are doing here, we are going to render a product page here using the route. What are the route we have defined here? And even here I will pass the default value for my controller as let's say product. So automatically it will render the product index section as a home page. So every time when you will run the application, it will look for the product controller and the index section to serve our application home page. So let me run the code. So if you will see here, we are accessing this page by passing the controller name as product, action name as index. But the same page you can access here by only using the local host and the port number, because here as per the default value it will take the controller name, it will pick the action name here. Even the same page I can render here using this default one root as well. So as per the default one root, what you have to do, you have to pass the site controller name as product, action name as index, and you can see the same page I'm getting here. And now guys, it is not mandatory like controller should come first in the sequence and the action should come later on. The sequence you can change as per your convenience. So action can come first, controller can come later on. So all the things we can do here. And let me define here one more root here. Let's say you want to render the product based upon the product ID as well as category ID. So here what I'm doing, I'm defining one more root here, and here I'm passing the ID as well as category ID. So in the product controller, I'm receiving the ID, I'm receiving the category ID. And you guys, whatever the root parameters name you are defining in your route config file, the same name you have to use as a action parameter. So you can see here the name is ID and the cat ID. Same I'm using here ID and the cat ID. You cannot change its name. So it cannot be, let's say, category ID. It should be only cat ID. So name should be matched. If you want to receive the value for ID and the cat ID as a root parameters. So let me show the way like how we are accessing the value for ID and cat ID. And every time when you are defining the root, so make sure your root name is unique here. So you can see here I'm getting the error. The reason is in my product controller, the ID is not null integer, category ID is also not null integer. And what we have done in route config file, we set the product controller index action as a startup page for our application. But when you are trying to open the local host and the port number, here we are not passing any parameter value. So that's why it is showing us the error like a null value cannot be converted into the not null. So to remove this error, what you have to do, make the ID as optional and cat ID is also optional. Now you will not get any error because now the ID and cat ID both can accept the null value. So we have passed the ID as well as cat ID, and now both can accept the null value. So you can see ID I'm getting as null, cat ID I'm getting as null, and it will work fine without an issue. And let's say how we can pass the category value and the product value. So what I'm using here product, and then index, category ID I'm passing here, ID I'm passing here, category I'm passing here too. So we'll get ID as 1, category ID as 2. I'm getting both these two. So this URL is going to match with the root pattern default 2. Because in the default 2 we have the ID and we have the category ID followed by the action controller and the action here. Let's say you want to render this page using this default root. So as per the default root, ID we can pass, but cat ID we cannot pass. But cat ID I can pass as a query string. So let's say how I can render the page using this default root. So for this one, we have to pass the category ID as a query string. So just use here ampersand cat ID equal to 2. Actually, it will be here question mark because we are passing a single parameter, not the. So I'm getting ID as 1, category ID as 2. So in this way also we can serve our application page. So here I'm passing the cat ID as query string. So if there is no root parameters, so for passing the value for the action receiving parameter, we can pass as a query string. Even if you remember in the previous session, we have called the add method for adding two numbers, and I have used there also query string for passing my number value like question mark x equal to 2 and the ampersand y equal to 3, and that add method is returning the sum of two numbers here. So same thing I'm doing here. So now it is clear to you like how we can serve our application pages by following a particular route. So guys, here sometimes it might be the case. Let's say I'm just generating a scenario, and let's say we have a employee controller as well. And in the employee controller, we want to fetch the employee information based upon the employee ID and department ID. So here I'm receiving the employee ID and department ID. And if you will see now, the parameter name is different. It is DPT ID, not the category ID. And let me put here a question mark as well so that there will be no error. So it is here employee index. And let's say you want to pass the department ID as a root parameters. So what do you have done? Let's say you have defined here one more root, and in this root, let's say the name is default 3. I'm passing here ID and I'm using here, let's say DPT ID. So here if you will see here, the default 2 root and the default 3 root both having the same URL pattern, because in the default root we have the 4 parameters, and the default 3 roots also we have 4 parameters. So what will happen here? Every time it will serve the request as per the default 2 root. The default 3 root will be always useless. So when you will try to access the employee controller, the department ID we cannot access using the name DPT ID, but we can access it using the name cat ID, because in the as per the root, in the root pattern we have the last parameter named as cat ID, not the DPT ID. So that's why we will get always null as a DPT ID, because this page is going to be served as per the default root. As I said, in case of catch block, if your similar catch block is at the top level, so only that catch block will be executed, and the further catch block will not be executed. So here, let me show you the way, then I will tell you how it is not working. So two routes in your route config file cannot have the same URL pattern. Make sure somehow they are different. So here I'm just passing here employee and then index, and then one, then uh, by mistake I press here hit, then pass here /5. So I'm passing the department ID as 5, but I'm getting here, if you will see, null I'm getting. The reason is getting serving our URL as per this route config default 2 route. It is not serving as per the default 3 route. If you want to verify, so I can verify here by receiving the second parameter name as cat ID in place of DPT ID. So now you will get the department ID, because the root parameter name in my route config default to root is cat ID, not the DPT ID. That's why you have to change its name as cat ID. So let's run the code and see here how we are getting the department ID in the parameter name as cat ID. So here I'm just passing the employee index 1 comma 5. You can see I'm getting here 1, I'm getting here 5. So this way we are getting the two values here, and both values we are receiving here. But here the cat ID is not making any sense, because an employee belongs to a department. Employee does not belongs to a category. So that's why if you want to give the parameter name as, meaningful, or you can say the relevant. So this one we can achieve here with the help of attribute routing. So in case of attribute routing, we have the more flexibility for generating the route pattern. So in case of convention based routing, a single route we can use for more than one action, or you can say we can use to render more than one pages. But in case of attribute routing, we can use the route to serve a single action only, like to serve a single page. So for this index section, especially I can define my own route. So I can use here, let's say employee slash index, then I'm receiving the ID, and here I'm receiving the DPT ID. So this route only work for this index section. It will not work for the other action, because explicitly we have decorated this index section using the root attribute. So let's see how we are getting the department ID with the name DPT ID. But make sure we have enabled the attribute routing by adding a statement in register route method. So we have to add a method ls routes, then map MVC attribute routes. This method we have to call to enable the attribute routing in this way. So now here let's run the code and see. So you can see here I'm getting the ID as null because it is a product page here. Let's run the employee index page. And you can see I'm getting here ID is 1. I'm getting the department ID is also 5. Because now it is serving the page request as per this attribute route. Even in attribute route, we have the flexibility to change the URL as well. So as per our convenience, we can do some changes here. Let's say in place of index, I can show here, let's say show data. I can put the dash as well when I'm creating a URL. And it is not mandatory like you have to use here only employee. We can change its name as well. Let's say I'm using here EMP. So now this action we can call only here using the URL EMP slash show dash data, then ID and department ID. We cannot call it now using the employee slash index and then value. So let me show the way. So just pass the same URL I'm trying to access it, but this time getting the 404 error. The reason is now we have changed the URL. So correct URL is emp slash show dash data and ID and department ID. So this one we have to use for accessing the action. So emp and then show dash data, then one. Now I'm getting here ID is 1, department ID is 5. So now it is working fine here in this way. So in this way we can get the data here using the attribute routing. So attribute routing objective is to create more SEO friendly URL. Because in case of if you want to generate the SEO friendly URL, so in the SEO friendly URL, we emit the special characters from the URL. Let's say if you have a URL having the query string parameter, so that URL is not SEO friendly. And even sometimes we put our product name as well by using the dash. So the objective of attribute routing is to create more SEO friendly URL, or you can say to create more meaningful URL, as you have seen in the e-commerce website. And even instead of putting this prefix, we have a route prefix attribute which we can use for defining the prefix for all the attribute routes in this controller. So I'm using here employee. So instead of putting the employee everywhere, I can use here only show data. So employee will be automatically the root prefix here, but this will work only for this index action. Let's say if you have one more action with the name display, and if you are not defining any attribute root for the display method, so it will not work for the display. For the display method, the convention based routing will work. So generally the convention based routing and the attribute routing we use in a combination, because for each and every action it is very difficult to define the attribute routing. So attribute routing we use where we want to simplify the URL. Otherwise for the common methods we use the convention based routing because we don't need to worry about to define the route for each and every action and for each and every controller. So as a best practice, you should use both in combination. So display action, it will be called here using the convention based routing display. This is my display action. And for the index, I can pass here index, then value. Notice here show dash data, not the index. It is a show dash data. It is coming now. So ID I'm getting, department ID I'm getting, then run it. We are getting the value. And sometimes it might be the case you have to skip the root prefix. So we have the option as well to skip the root prefix. So how we can skip? So just comment this root and I can skip the root prefix here by putting here tilde. So now it will not use the root prefix. You have to use now directly show dash data. So domain.com, then slash show dash data and ID and department ID you have to pass. So just use a show dash data and then ID, then this one. I'm getting here ID as 2, department ID as 5. and then continue. That is rendering the page here like this way. So we can use the root prefix as well.